every time I went on set, I was smiling the whole
Yeah.
time. Other than when, the Larry Bird wig and mustache was on, where I just cut the smiling, obviously, for getting into character. But
Right.
yeah, I was on cloud nine.
What's going on, guys? This is Brian Jones from PopCulture.com. And joining me today is one of the stars of the new series, Winning Time, The Rise of Lakers Dynasty, which premieres on HBO and HBO Max March 6th, Sean Patrick Small. Sean, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me, Brian.
Oh, of course. So I have to say, I'm looking forward to this series because Winning Time talks about the Lakers dynasty in the 1980s, and I grew up around that time. So I really remember the Lakers dynasty that well. But you're playing Larry Bird, Boston Celtics star, and the Celtics also had a lot of success during that time as well. So I wanted to ask you this first. How did you land the role of Larry Bird?
Yeah, so that's the interesting way of getting it.
Yeah.
I'll take it back even to like 2014. So
Mm.
I had actually started writing my own mini series about Bird and Magic when they were seniors in high school, all the way
Yeah.
to the 1979 national championship game. So I'd been doing all this research and writing and pitching for that show for, the past 7 to 8 years. And I saw Bo Burnham was initially cast, so I was like, okay, well, that's
Mhm.
I'm excited to watch that show, but got to keep pitching my thing. Um, and then I was with my wife. We were about to fly to Denver, and her sister texted me, and it was just like screenshots of her friend texting her saying, "There's this casting out for this Larry Bird role. Like Sean should audition for it. It's for a HBO show that Adam McKay is producing." And I was like, yeah, I should, because I know all the
Yeah.
research and all the backstory and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then so I reached out to my manager who was helping me with my writing. She put me in touch with one of her friends who is an acting manager, who got me a self tape audition. I shot the self tape on a Tuesday. We sent it in Wednesday morning. Was told Wednesday night. We had a Zoom callback for that Friday. Did that with the casting director on Friday. The following Monday was told I had a producer's room Zoom callback for
Mhm.
Tuesday. Did that. So it was just a week of auditioning and callbacks. And then it was a week of the limbo of like wondering if you got the role, and then got the role that following Tuesday. So it was like so much research and backstory of my own project. And then it was like a whirlwind of auditioning and callbacks. And then it's kind of this surreal moment where it hit. And I was like, oh, I have the role. And then 2 weeks later, I'm on set.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And I'm glad you mentioned about the the docu-series and miniseries, the project that you were working on before that.
Yeah.
But I want to get into that in a little bit. But I want to ask you this
Yeah.
next. So when it comes to this series, it looks pretty interesting. I know the NBA has some interesting things to say about it. But what can fans expect from this upcoming series?
The series is like, it's the epitome of the Showtime Lakers. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just entertainment on and off the court, because the NBA back then was not what we know of it today. It became what we know of it today because of Magic and the Lakers, and Bird and the Celtics with their rivalry and what they brought forth to the NBA. And then Michael Jordan obviously took it
Yeah.
to another level. And then it was like the building blocks of getting to where we are today. So I think people are going to look forward to seeing the entertainment value, and just also seeing these players like that we know of just the basketball identities, but actually see the humanity of them and the different complexities that they all had behind the scenes.
And Winning Time. It has a really large cast. It has
Yeah.
John C. Riley, Sally Field, Adrian Brody, even Michael Chiklis. For you, how is it like for you being on set every day and working with such a talented cast?
I mean, it was every time I went on set, I was smiling the whole
Yeah.
time. Other than when, the Larry Bird wig and mustache was on, where I just cut the smiling, obviously, for getting into character. But
Right.
yeah, I was on cloud nine every single day. The cast and crew were like insane, not only insanely talented, but just like also so down to earth and welcoming. Especially for me, who just hopped in, like they had been shooting since April, and I get in there like July, and they're a well-oiled machine, like moving and grooving, and
Right.
then they just throw in this Celtic great to the mix to see kind of what happens, and everyone kind of welcomed me with open arms, and it was just like the set was amazing, amazing.
Absolutely. And when it comes to, and you mentioned you've done your research on Larry Bird for your project, but what other things did you have to do in order to prepare for the role?
Yeah, so the research I had done for my writing stuff was good for backstory and just like the emotional, you know, depth that I wanted to bring to him. But I went to YouTube right when I was getting the audition, because I was like, all right, I need to get the accent down and it to not sound like a caricature of like a Midwest twang or something like that. So I was just powering through all these different interviews that I found on YouTube, from like random like 30-second clips of him being interviewed at like a college all-star game to like interviews with him and Chick Hearn in the 80s and stuff like that. So it was really getting the accent and then figuring out his physicality, like how he moved and how he walked about the world. And that like really helped me get into it, because he had like extremely good posture.
Yeah.
And I don't have as good as posture as him. So it's like easy for me to just be like, all right, shoulders back, stand up straight. And then that's just like, that helped me just slide right into the character. So things like that really helped push me toward that, like in the audition process and on set.
Right. And going back to your miniseries, you mentioned you were shopping that around for about 7-8 years, working on it for 7-8 years. Where is it now? Is it still going to happen? Are you still going to look into going forward with the miniseries?
Yeah, we're still pitching it.
Okay.
We have Thomas Carter attached to direct it. He's an Emmy-winning director. He directed Coach Carter. So we're very excited to have him attached, and we're just shopping it around and seeing what can come of it, and hopefully we can get it off the ground soon.
I'm looking forward to that. That would be pretty amazing. And when it comes to Winning Time, if there is a season 2 or a spinoff of the series, who would you want to return? Would you want to return playing as Larry Bird, or you want to play another star NBA player?
Oh, Larry Legend all day.
There you go. 100%. I definitely don't blame you there. So,
Yeah.
but I also understand you played basketball in high school and college. Is that right?
I played all 4 years in high school, and then I played like intramural in college and stuff like that, but I didn't play like Division I or anything.
Absolutely. So, how would you describe yourself as a basketball player?
So in high school, so I'm like 6'4", so I was around like 6'3", 6'4" when I was on varsity.
Okay.
And I was one of the tallest guys on the team, so I was playing the 5, but the way that we played was very open. So I was a stretch 5. Love shooting the 3. And I'm kind of Bird in the respect of, willing to pass when the pass is open and shooting when the shot's open, just kind of taking what the defense is giving me. And then good help defender. Maybe not be the best like lateral quickness on ball defender, but like always been a really good help defender.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sounds great. And the last question I have for you before I let you go is, obviously you're a Larry Bird fan. If you were creating your own team, if you had Bird, what other 4 players would you have on that team?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I'm from the Bay Area originally,
Okay.
so I have to go with Steph Curry.
There you go.
Point. All right, let's go. I'll probably, because I'm probably going to put Bird at the 3.
Yeah.
I'll go with Shaq at the 5, just because he was so dominant in his prime.
Yeah.
probably Kobe at the 2,
Yeah.
and then at the 4.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. I think Tim Duncan would complement Bird pretty well at the 4.
Ooh, yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it might not be like, top five, whatever, but
Yeah.
I think surrounding Bird with those players would be pretty solid.
Absolutely love that team. That could go up against anyone at any time. But absolutely. And again, Winning Time, that comes out on HBO and HBO Max on March 6th. Sean Patrick Small plays Larry Bird. Be sure to check him out. Sean, thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate it. Good luck to you on the show and continued success.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, of course. And guys, thanks again for joining us. And for more on Sean and all your favorite celebrities, be sure to keep it locked right here on popculture.com.